The reason you're not gaining muscle isn't because you're not training hard enough or you're not taking peptides. It's because you're not sleeping enough, you're not recovering enough. Stay tuned to watch this video to learn how you can recover better using NeuroDream. Most sleep supplements rely heavily on melatonin, which can make you groggy or feel brain fog in the morning. Before we dive into the science behind NeuroDream, I think it's important that we first talk about what other sleep supplements do that NeuroDream doesn't do. Most sleep supplements rely heavily on melatonin, which is what gives you that feeling of grogginess in the morning or even hungover. And NeuroDream is completely different. It supports your brain's natural sleep cycle without forcing it. Our formula blends in neurocalming compounds that increase GABA activity that helps serotonin and melatonin conversion be optimized, helping you fall asleep naturally and waking up feeling well rested and energized. So now let's talk about why melatonin makes people feel groggy in the morning. So melatonin is a hormone that tells your body that it's time to sleep. But when you take too much of it or you take it at the wrong time, it can leave you feeling extremely groggy in the morning. And that's predominantly because it still lingers in your system. This leftover melatonin in your body suppresses cortisol, which is your body's natural wake-up hormone, leading you to feel groggy and tired in the morning. NeuroDream avoids that by not dumping melatonin into your body, but by regulating melatonin production throughout your body, rather than dumping more into it. Now, I know what you're thinking. How am I going to gain any muscle if I can't sleep? I'm so used to taking melatonin. Well, I'll tell you exactly how NeuroDream is going to double X how much muscle you gain. NeuroDream enhances the quality of your sleep, specifically deep sleep, which is where you grow the most amount of muscle and most amount of muscle tissue is being repaired. So during deep sleep, your body releases high levels of growth hormone, the key driver of muscle repair and protein synthesis. So NeuroDream enhances the quality of deep sleep, so your recovery window is longer and more efficient. Therefore, you can build more muscle. Better sleep equals stronger muscle fibers, less soreness, and faster gains. And if you've been lacking on sleep, then you need to hear this. Studies show that athletes who sleep 8+ hours have higher testosterone levels and higher levels of growth hormone, which are both key drivers in building muscle, along with better glycogen storage, which means that your muscles are going to appear more full and have more carbs in them so that they can lift more weight. Poor sleep raises your stress hormone, other known as cortisol, which breaks down muscle tissue, and cortisol has been shown to have a very negative effect on testosterone in males. NeuroDream optimizes your sleep architecture, giving your muscles the recovery time that they need to actually grow. So now that we've gotten the muscle building stuff out of the way, let's talk about how sleep quality affects your brain and brain fogginess. So the way that you need to think about it is that sleep isn't just for rest. It's when your brain clears out toxins and consolidates its memory. Poor sleep disrupts dopamine balance and reduces cognitive speed, focus, and even motivation. So if you've been feeling unmotivated lately, it's probably because you're not sleeping enough. NeuroDream promotes deep, restorative sleep so that your brain can wake up feeling recharged and you're remembering everything without any brain fog. I'm sure if you've been taking melatonin, you've definitely heard in the past, oh, melatonin is not good to take more than 3 times a month or even once a week. Well, with NeuroDream, you can definitely take it every single night. Unlike heavy melatonin products that can disrupt your brain's natural sleep cycles, NeuroDream's ingredients are non-habit forming and are designed for daily use. It helps your body learn to sleep better, but not depend on an artificial hormone like melatonin. And if you notice in our formula, we do have a small amount of melatonin in NeuroDream. However, it's a very small amount, and you only need that just to kind of get you feeling a little bit tired. But the problem with most supplements is that they overload melatonin in there, like 5 grams, 10 grams. That's way too much, and you definitely don't need that much. Honestly, the best way that I can describe taking NeuroDream is as soon as you drink it in a nice cold glass of milk. I personally like the vanilla flavor. You're just going to start to melt into your bed within 15 to 20 minutes. It's just the nicest way to go to sleep. And then of course, you'll wake up feeling refreshed and not like you've been drugged the night before. Now let's talk about the long-term use of NeuroDream. So most users normally notice a difference within the first couple of nights. Then you're gonna have, deeper sleep, faster recovery, and clearer mornings, but the benefits compound over time. So as your circadian rhythm becomes more stable and your recovery process improves, you're going to start to notice actual differences. You're going to start to notice better muscle gain, better performance in the gym, better cognitive performance at work or at school. You're going to start to ace your test better because you're sleeping better. I swear, the amount of people that neglect their sleep and fail to realize how important sleep is in every single aspect of their life is beyond mind-blowing. Seriously, guys, you need to take the time to invest in your sleep quality because it will change your life. And NeuroDream is the way to do that. Let's go into detail and break down NeuroDream's formula and how exactly it's going to change your sleep quality and help you gain more muscle and wake up feeling refreshed without any brain fog. One of the most important ingredients in NeuroDream is magnesium, and we have about 225 milligrams of that in there. Magnesium is one of those critical minerals for sleep, for deep and restorative sleep. It activates the parasympathetic nervous system, which is your body's rest and recover mode, and increases GABA activity, the neurotransmitter that quiets brain activity and reduces stress while you're sleeping. So this is why it matters. So magnesium helps your muscles relax and your mind relax before you go to sleep. It also reduces cortisol levels, which has a direct correlation with testosterone levels, and I'm sure you all want to optimize those. Therefore, this magnesium really supports recovery and testosterone regulation overnight. In short, less stress, deeper sleep, better recovery. The next thing we have in there is potassium, and we have about 225 milligram of that. So potassium plays a direct role in regulating muscle contraction. During sleep, maintaining proper potassium levels helps your muscles fully relax and let you fall asleep fully throughout the night. Stable potassium levels enhance sleep quality and muscle relaxation, both essential for repairing micro tears and boosting performance in the gym. In short, what potassium does is it keeps your muscles calm so you're not cramping throughout the entire night, and it leaves you feeling refreshed in the morning because your sleep is now uninterrupted. So in short, it keeps your muscles calm and keeps your sleep uninterrupted. The next thing is gamma-aminobutyric acid, otherwise known as GABA. And we have about 500 milligrams of GABA inside NeuroDream. GABA is your brain's main inhibitory neurotransmitter. It helps slow down neural activity so your mind can transition from alert to exhausted and then peacefully fall asleep. Haven't you noticed sometimes you're sitting in bed and you're wondering and you're thinking about a bunch of nonsense that's preventing you from going to sleep? Well, essentially, more gamma-aminobutyric acid, or GABA, is going to help reduce that so that you can fall asleep peacefully without anything clouding your mind. GABA is pretty much just the off switch on your brain. The next thing that we have in NeuroDream is L-theanine, and we have about 200 milligrams of that in the formula. So L-theanine is an amino acid that comes from green tea, which is very widely regarded, known for its ability to increase alpha waves in your brain. It's the same type of waves that usually come up during meditation and calm focus. It works extremely well with GABA and magnesium to reduce cortisol levels, and it enhances relaxation without impairing alertness. This balance makes a NeuroDream unique. It promotes calmness without overloading melatonin into your system, which leaves you foggy and tired the next day. In short, a relaxed mind is better than a drugged one. I know I've been talking a lot of smack about melatonin and about how most supplements just overload melatonin into your body, but we did keep some melatonin in the formula. However, an extremely low dose of 1.5 grams. Basically, what does that mean? That means that we have an extremely low dose compared to most sleep supplements. For example, most sleep supplements or melatonin little pills that you can take as tablets have about 3 to 5 or even 10 grams of melatonin per little pill. We only have about 1.5 grams. And yes, melatonin is very important. It regulates your circadian rhythm, your body's natural sleep, wake clock, things like that. But most products, like I mentioned before, use 5 to 10 grams. So that overstimulates your receptors and causes grogginess the next day. NeuroDream uses a science-backed microdose of melatonin, which is just enough to trigger natural melatonin release in your body, but not too much so that you're now overloaded with melatonin and feel groggy the next day. This low controlled dose supports sleep onset and rhythm alignment, not dependency or drowsiness. So you fall asleep naturally, you wake up refreshed, and your body's melatonin production is the same and natural, and it stays balanced. This is really the synergy and how NeuroDream works. GABA, magnesium, and L-theanine, this trio kind of calms your nervous system and allows your body to go to sleep peacefully. Next, the potassium supports the body's, full muscular recovery and keeps your sleep uninterrupted by preventing muscle cramps that obviously you don't want those to happen while you're sleeping. Next, we have this microdose of melatonin, which gently signals your body's hormone receptors to release more natural melatonin. Therefore, we're not dumping excessive amounts of melatonin. We're coercing your body to release it on its own. That way, everything stays balanced and natural. So together, they optimize deep sleep, where we can release the most amount of growth hormone, meaning better recovery, strength, and cognitive performance the next day. So really, guys, NeuroDream isn't about knocking you out. It's about building the perfect sleep environment inside your body. Calm mind, relaxed muscles, steady electrolytes, and just the right melatonin signal. That's why users wake up feeling refreshed, energized, and mentally sharp. Definitely not heavy or groggy. Go to neurozyn.com to get 20% off your first order of NeuroDream.